Welcome back. Another episode of Verbal Gunplay. It's your boy Danny De Niro, aka D Money.
Are we going straight to B? Okay. L double the golden line. What's good? What's up? And today we have, once again, for the second time,
Chef Bella Rose in the house.
Yep. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Are you the? No, Rashad will be the first.
you're the second person.
You're the second person to be on back to back.
I was thinking, was my sister on twice?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so third.
Damn.
Well, third time's the charm. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
There we go.
That's positivity. Love to hear it.
Yes.
Who's going from first to second to third? Like, damn, they get my special now.
Right? Like,
So,
damn.
as is a new tradition of the podcast, we open up with a question from the audience. We call it Ask a Unk, but since we got you here, it's going to be Ask a Unk and the Auntie.
Okay.
If you want to be called Auntie, you okay with that?
I'm okay with Auntie.
All right.
You know, I just turned 34, so.
As long as it's like a Killmonger dude approaching her.
And
like,
actually,
hey,
this is a good one. I'm actually glad you're here for because I
Okay.
would love to get your perspective on this. So
Okay.
this one is from JJ, 2 J's.
Okay.
I actually know this person, so it's going to be a good question. So JJ says he and his fiance, they've been married, or not married, they've been engaged for like 3-4 years. And I'm in like, dude, how the hell you engaged for 3-4 years? But whatever.
That's a good
Right?
question.
They recently had a baby. When I say recently, about a year.
Okay.
Before they had the baby, it was agreed upon that his fiance and himself would keep themselves fit and slim and looking good. You know
Okay.
where this is going.
Okay.
She has put on quite a bit of weight. He says about 50 pounds. Because when he said a lot of weight, I was like, what are we talking here? Like 10, 20? But now he said 50, so that's a little significant. And she has been reluctant to put off the weight. So he sat her down, had a conversation with her about losing the weight, basically giving her an ultimatum. She did not react well. And he's just wondering, was he wrong for that? Should he done it a better way? How do we feel about that? She says he should love her no matter what
What is
it
this? What is this weight check at? Is this a year after?
This is a year after.
A
the
year
baby.
after.
Mm-hmm.
And what's her nationality?
She's black.
Okay.
Okay. So it's all about the approach because chances are the woman was already feeling insecure, being overweight after having a baby, also taking care of a baby. Is she breastfeeding? Do you know?
I asked, was she a stay at home, and she'd stay at home.
She stay at home. Okay. So, I mean, 24/7 with the new baby is always difficult.
I would assume
Now-
she maybe at least started off breastfeeding and switched to formula is usually what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah.
Right.
So breastfeeding does help lose the weight. So hopefully she's sticking to that. If not, then, but it is difficult. I mean, to really regain that motivation after you have a child, it's a lot on females. And I don't know what her situation is, if she's dealing with postpartum depression or if she's dealing with any of those kind of symptoms, that could play a part too. To just be completely reluctant and like not trying to, work towards losing the weight.
He did say they had multiple conversations about this
Okay.
leading up to it.
Yeah.
About him saying that he would work out with him, that they would, throw away everything in the fridge and change their diet or whatever. And she just not really
She
really
not going
down.
with
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So when he finally sat her down and had the okay, no more off the hand comments here. Hey, babe, let's do this.
Right.
Sit down, serious conversation, and she was like you should love me anyway. You love me for me, and this shouldn't be a problem for you.
That's crazy when that was agreed upon.
Right. I feel like if
You would think-
if it was very clearly agreed upon prior
was.
to,
Yeah.
that's
I feel like she should have at least tried to work with him,
right. I
And
agree.
it sounds like she's trying to keep her foot down, like she's not trying to give no compromise.
Nah, yeah, she's like, no.
She don't want to lose the weight.
and that he should love her anyway.
So what happens when let's say he throws, the kid in the stroller and is like, I'm going for a walk. Come on. You want to come with? Something like
Be
that.
Nah.
She's
Especially
like,
if she know what he doing. Probably not. I don't know. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
But if she know he trying to plot on something, like let's take a walk, she might be like, nah.
That's
rough.
That is rough.
That's rough.
That
If
is
it was
rough.
already agreed upon, I mean, that's like, okay, so you just not sticking to your word.
Well, she got really upset, and I think he kind of backed off the argument, and I think he's now trying to come with some new material to come back to it. We
maybe
talked
maybe
about
hire her a trainer. Is that too far? I mean,
if she don't even want to go for a walk,
Yeah.
hire a
I
trainer.
mean, she ain't say that. I'm just guessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But for me, I always say this. I've actually seen this come up. You know, me being married as long as I have and knowing other couples, it comes up. And I always say this: loving you and being attracted to you are two different things, right? And I think men are more physical and visual than women are.
Facts.
And from a woman's perspective, just mine, you tell me if I'm wrong, the gap in which a man's body can change is wider for a woman because her attraction to him is a lot more than what he looks like.
Right.
Whereas a man, a lot of times, it's got a lot to like. It's a lot to do with what they look like, right? Even if you've been with someone for a long time.
Absolutely.
And I think that gap that of which you can let a person go up or down in weight is a lot thinner when it comes to men. So from a woman's perspective, which is why she says you should love me anyway, because she would love him anyway.
Right.
So she thinks that he should feel the same. But for dudes, it's just usually
It's a
not that
physical
way. Yeah, it's a lot of
attraction, too.
physical
Yeah.
thing, and sex for men, I think personally, comes out is often more important to the relationship. It's our only way of really connecting, not only, but the major way of connecting with our woman because we don't or can't emotionally the same way you do. So if he can't, because that's the thing, he says he's like losing his attraction to her. If he can't be attracted to her, then now it's a major problem for him, or
Right.
it may not be for her.
I
She
guess
might.
it's a good thing they ain't got married yet, huh?
Yeah, maybe this is why. But I mean, they
Yeah.
had a baby and shit.
I
so.
mean, you're technically married because she gonna hit him for that child support if you leave.
For sure,
I
for sure.
mean-
So I would say have that. I don't know if you want to have that conversation because I don't know if she'll like understand what you're saying. But just say, you know, my attraction to you is important to our relationship. And if it were the
How
other
did he
way
have
around,
the conversation? How did he approach the conversation? Because obviously
I asked.
tone and conversation, when you come with a very sensitive topic like that, you really have to be, you know what I'm saying, very sensitive in how you approach it. Because if you come and you're like, I don't even want to mess with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you've done gained too much weight,
I was
and
gonna say,
I don't know.
I think if you approach her like that,
yeah, she's
you let way
automatically
too much time
the
go by.
defense gonna go up, the wall gonna go up.
Nah,
So,
I think what happened was we always tell people don't address certain things in the moment of the anger.
Right.
So I think he saw something and was like, "Nah, we got to talk about this," and then talked about it right then and there. So I'm sure there
Yeah.
was some aggression in his
Yeah.
voice as he was talking about it, as opposed to taking that in and be like, "Okay, let me plan a time, like soften her up, take her out to eat or whatever, and have this conversation or something." I don't think he did that. It was like he was at work, came home. That kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then there's that old friction too with when he gets home, she's like, "Here, take the baby," and all that. And I've told him, I was like, I've had to deal with it. And luckily, me and my wife communicate very well. She had to explain it to me. Like, you may think that she's at home all day and ain't doing nothing, but taking care of a baby, especially of a newborn, depending on their temperament, is very freaking difficult.
Right.
And sometimes they just want a break. And I remember one time I came home from work and my wife didn't even say anything to me. She handed me a crying baby, Kayla. Went off and went and took a shower. She took a 2-hour shower, and I was
I
like,
bet
okay.
she did. It does
Babe.
get hard if you're home with that baby all day long.
Kayla
it
was a
does-
difficult child too, so I
it does
understand.
get difficult. But
I had to go in there and get her. I was like, all right, babe, look, 2-hour shower, but come on. Come on out of there. But this particular
she was
child,
in there hiding.
she was difficult though. She didn't even know me, her grandfather, she didn't know men holding her. Until she got about maybe 2 or something, and she was cool with everybody.
Yeah.
So she was more difficult child than others. And we had other kids that were easy. They hung out, they took care of themselves, they played and watched TV and didn't make a big deal. So that's the other thing. The temperament of the child definitely has something to do with it. And he's like, I've been at work all day. I need to decompress, and she want to hand me the baby. I'm like, bro, you needed to decompress on the ride home.
Right.
Prepare yourself to know you probably gonna have to step in and help. I asked him, did you get up and help with the baby when the baby wakes up? He was like, no. I was like, so she ain't getting no sleep, and then is up during the day, sleeping when the baby sleeps, which is hella spotty.
right. Well, then she probably don't have the energy to work out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it's happening like that,
Yeah.
and you're full time,
And you're not
at
helping
home,
out, really?
and
Like-
then you're not really helping out, and then when you get home, you really don't even want to have to take the baby like that. I mean, she probably is very stressed.
Well, that's a compromise there. What I would say to tell him is like, okay, you want her to work out, cool. But instead of you saying, I'll work out with you, ask her what you could do to help her get there as far as helping out around the house. Not even talking about...
Maybe he could take the baby so she can work out. Maybe she's like, doesn't
Or
want to
take
work
the
out
baby,
because
period.
she
She
feels
don't
like
work
she
out.
doesn't have the child care to do that or the time and space to have that moment for herself. So
Because taking care of them babies, boy, whew, I
it's a
remember
lot.
it. I remember it, but I loved it too. All my kids is big now. I miss that shit, dude.
I know, me too.
Every time I hold a little baby and smell a little breath, I'm like, ah.
That's how I feel about puppies.
Puppies
like,
till they get
puppy
bigger.
breath.
So before we close this topic out, I'm gonna be the negative one to say it. I think this is what you call a villain origin story.
Who's gonna turn into the villain? Her?
This is where he becomes a cheater.
Ooh.
Damn.
Because I mean, it's like you want to be a family man.
Right.
You have the kid and everything. You want to be with her, but reality is reality. Once you're not attracted to somebody and you still have like a sexual appetite, it's just like if your woman has been steak and lobster to you and now you look at her and she's just like a McChicken. When you go outside, and you see grilled shrimp just walking past you, you're like, you know what? It's been a while since I've had that.
Yes, nigga.
I'm just saying, like.
Well, while we on the subject of cheating, let me throw this little nugget out there. Cheating is never ever has anything to do with the person that gets cheated on. It's always about the cheater.
Yeah. That's what I said. That's why I say he's the villain.
So him saying him being a cheater, he was already a cheater. Because whether she was fat, skinny, or whatever, if you're with a person in a long-standing relationship and whether or not you're going to be faithful to that person depends on what they are to you, you're going to cheat. Because this person's going to change. They're going to be up and down. They're going to be fat. They're going to be skinny. They're going to be nice. They're going to be mean. That's like how it is. And if you've set it to where I'm only going to be faithful, which means you already put stipulations on whether or not you're going to be faithful, which already makes you a cheater, then you're going to cheat. And it's never about what this person you're cheating on
did or didn't do. Yeah.
It's always about you. And if you've decided not to be the kind of person, like if you're like, because there's
that's
people out there that's
conditional
like,
love to me.
They're
though.
like,
that's like, okay,
well,
I love you
love
as
is
long as
conditional,
you're doing A, B, C, and D and fulfilling my needs in a certain way.
I mean, that's always the case though. Love is conditional. People say unconditional love. You may unconditionally love a child, maybe. But another person that's not your child, like you can't. There is a condition in which you love that person.
Right.
It may be wide, but there's definitely a condition.
She did this though, technically. Like
all that is true. I'm just saying
he's becoming
that
the cheater, but she is what led him to cheat.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah, because she's not trying to work to go back to what she was.
He could just leave her.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You could just leave the situation.
But you of all people know that once you're married or you have kids, it makes it a little more difficult. Yet. But they do have a kid, so it makes it a little more difficult. It makes it a little more difficult. You can't just be like,
you can leave somebody with and y'all have a kid together. That's not an excuse. We are in 2024, sir. Everybody
I'm of the belief now that if you've got to be that kind of person who've decided I'm not going to be a person that does that.
That does the cheating, right?
Then yeah, because you can't. There's no way you can predicate that on another person's behavior because they're not going to be perfect. It's pretty much guaranteed,
right?
Just like you're not. Right. So what if your girl told you straight to your face, as long as you are good and you're doing all of these things, I won't cheat on you. What if she said that to you? Would you stay in that relationship?
First of all, she wouldn't talk to me like that.
So the answer to that is no.
That sounds crazy.
That does sound crazy.
I mean, you're having a conversation about it, and she goes, "Oh yeah, as long as XYZ is happening, you ain't got to worry about that." Like those are the words she says, right? Then what hits your mind? Be like, oh, okay, well I'll be perfect and I won't have a problem.
I wouldn't say I'd be perfect, but yeah,
But you see what I'm saying though, right? If you decide as a person that I'm not going to be the kind of person that cheats, it has nothing to do with what the other person is or is not doing or is not providing for you.
No,
but if you put a parameter on it, oh well, if she not doing all this and I don't believe this ain't happening, so I'm gonna go get it over here. You was already a cheater before you cheated.
That part.
You just waited for the situation to give you an excuse to do it.
That part.
Go ahead.
I do completely agree with that, though. I do because, okay, so we can get a little deeper. You know, I've cheated in the past, like in when I was young and in relationships, even my marriage. And we did the little tit for tat, cheating on each other back and forth, and it got me nowhere. You know what I mean? It's toxic, it's drama, it's extra. So after that relationship, after I got out of my marriage, I was like, I'm never cheating again. You know what I mean? I'm any relationship I have from here forward, I'm gonna take it serious and blah blah blah. But I also was super young. Met him when I was 17 years old, and we were married until I was probably about 25. So. All them years, you mature quite a bit, and you're like, okay, this isn't the type of relationship I want. So if you go into it, like you said, with the mentality that I'm not a cheater, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to cheat on this person, blah, 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 then, I feel like That's true. What you're saying, that's super true. Like, but if you go into it with conditions, like I'm not going to cheat unless, then you was already a cheater before you stepped into the relationship. What was the point in that?
Yeah,
the unless is what
I just feel like
that unless is a whole nother
I just
beast.
feel like nobody's gonna say that. Like nobody that loves you is gonna say something like that to you.
True.
Because that's just some mean shit to say.
That is
like that's like a girl that gets with like a trick. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna continue to sleep with you and whatnot as long as you keep buying me things.
But it is kind of said in different ways. You hear it like say if let's say for instance some dude like a dude's girl's fucking some other dude. Most of the time what they say, oh, he wasn't hitting that right. That's a condition, and that's an as long as he same thing.
But why would you get into a relationship with somebody that's not hitting it right?
You can get it right.
Why are you gonna get into a committed situation with that type of person?
But you can be hitting it right, and then you can have medical issues later on in the relationship.
Yeah,
Maybe you just you get all out of shape, or all kinds of shit can happen, and then the sex goes. So it was, and then and now people don't. It's hard for people to come together and talk about it. Like, hey, that thing ain't hitting like it was before. Maybe you don't say it like that, but. How do we fix that when you get back on it? But people hate having those conversations, so they don't.
But you also have those situations where it's like, okay, so let's say you fall off sexually in the bed. Just like I'm sure she's technically has fallen off sexually because he's not attractive no more, or attracted to her no more. Mm-hmm. That doesn't change when you still love and care about somebody, though. That's the thing.
That's why I said being attracted to someone.
And that's why he's sitting there struggling for a month of still being with somebody who he loves, but he's just not attracted to. And vice versa. Like you said, sometimes the girl might not be attracted for whatever reason. That thing ain't hitting like it was hitting before.
Or maybe he gained some weight. Or maybe,
you
know what I'm saying? It could be vice versa, too.
Yeah, so to just say, oh, you should just leave, I think that's kind of harsh. I feel like you got to at least put some kind of work into it if you at least cared about him at one point. Because just like how you wouldn't leave when you had an argument, because ain't nobody been in a relationship for a whole year and they ain't had an argument.
Well, they've been
show me them. Show me them. Like, how does that work? I'd be lucky to go a month in a relationship and not have an argument.
That's crazy.
But just differences. Different people when they come together, they have to learn one another. But yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's to say that. What was I gonna say?
We were talking about cheating. You have a lot to say about cheating, Daniel?
Yeah, Danny. What you got to say about cheating?
And you know what? Let me throw this in. It was brave of you to admit, because women never admit they cheated, especially in a marriage or relationship. So for you to come out and say that, big up. Most
I'm very
women never admit that shit.
I'm very self-aware.
Listen, my 20s, big time cheater.
Yeah.
Big time. But that's because, I already got a big head. But in my 20s, my head was like this. 'Cause remember, I was in the streets rapping. So, when girls see me, oh, De Niro's, like, once again, you be outside, you see that grilled shrimp.
You just hungry, dog.
The crazy part, and the crazy part,
coconut water fast is getting to you.
And the crazy part with me is, anybody that knows me, I keep a nice one. So it's like,
I keep a nice one. Anyway, go ahead.
I keep a nice one, Like, you ain't never seen me, like, shacked up with some trash, is what I'm saying. So it's like, I would have this nice woman. So I'd have this grilled shrimp at home, but I still be like, well, I ain't had that grilled shrimp, though. So I know I'm using the food analogies. That's garlic parm grilled shrimp. That's some good stuff right there. No, so, but yeah, and as
a lot of men, if you're not ready to settle down in a relationship, a lot of men they move like that. Like, they think like that. I mean, they still trying to have a shrimp buffet. You know what I'm saying? Up until
I just had a problem because I was ready to settle down, but I was still just out dibbing and dabbing.
Well, see.
Well, then you weren't ready to settle down.
No, I was ready to settle down, but I just
was ready to have a main chick, is what you sound like.
I had a main chick.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just. I just couldn't.
He just wanted garlic parm shrimp.
I just wanted it all. I just wanted it all.
Was your girlfriend at the time fulfilling you sexually?
Yeah, she was great.
Like, in every way?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so you just wanted grilled shrimp.
I just wanted grilled shrimp. Like, it was just.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just like me just being caught at the moment, like, oh, you want to be a rapper. This is what rappers do. Like, I don't know what it was. I was telling myself to be okay with it, but that was just something that I was just always doing.
So you were a cheater.
They started with that.
Yeah, that's what I led with. Yeah, I led with,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
If I said my 20s, I was wild with it.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I don't know if it was me making up for lost time. You know what? Now that I started to think about it, I think it was probably the first early girls that I was talking to. Because everybody that listens or follows me knows I was a late bloomer there. Like, I didn't lose my virginity till 18, 19. So before that, I had girlfriends, or quote unquote, at least I thought they were like girlfriends. And those relationships always ended like weird ways, whether it's because I moved or like one for example, I had this shout out this girl Jess. Me and her was together, right? And we was like best friends, like always together, always hanging out, always playing Crash Bandicoot together, all this shit, right? And then one day her mom came home and we was just sitting up on the couch and she seen both of us, and I guess, I don't know, she had the vision. It was like she seen her daughter and this guy or this little kid, and she was like, you know what? I don't want this for my baby. So one day,
Wow.
So one day, this is back when, showing my age. It's back when
She not black?
she black. So this is back when CDs was dope, right? So I'm like listening. I'm at home. I had like 2 of her CDs. And I'm just listening to music. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come by," and I was thinking to myself like, "You don't have a car. How you even gonna come by?" But I'm like, whatever. So she comes by, no warning, no anything. And I'll never forget this day because it's the day that Game Boy Advance came out, and I had just bought it from GameStop. So I could just look at when that came out to know when this day was.
That.
So I just got my Game Boy Advance. I'm happy. I'm having a good old time. And then she pulls up. She's like, "We need to talk." And I'm like, we ain't had no fights, no nothing. So I don't know where this is coming from. What we need to talk about? We sit down, and she's just like, "Yeah, I think we should put a pause to this." And I was just like, "What?"
That was your girlfriend? Or
Yeah,
supposed to be? Okay.
yeah. I was like, "What? Why would you say that?" And she's like, "Really? It's not really my call." And I'm just sitting here looking at her like, "It's not your call." And she's like, "Yeah, my mom she thinks that I just need to break up with you so that I can explore my options."
That's crazy.
And that was why we had just broke up. And she's like, "We can still be friends." And I'm just looking at her like, "Friends? I don't want to be your friend. Like, I thought you was going to be mine. Like, I'm going to be your friend. You don't be friends with you while you telling me about some nigga you fucking. Like, I don't want to hear that. I mean, we both virgins at the time, but I don't want to be your friend to that degree where you're telling me about your dates." And I was like, "Nah, I mean, if she says you need a pause, I mean, I guess we done." I try to, be a man about it. Like I ain't feel no pain. I'm like, "Here, take your shit. Bye." Didn't give her a hug, no kiss, no nothing. I don't even know if she was there. Maybe we were gonna have breakup sex. I don't even know. But when she told me what she told me, I was just like, dismissed her. I was just like, "Be gone." And we didn't talk for like a decade.
How old were you?
I was like 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, but so what I'm saying is, I'm just thinking like, when I was younger, I was in a lot of different situations where I didn't do anything,
Right.
and I was loyal, like,
Yeah.
and it's like I wasn't getting no action or nothing. So I think it was like once I got some action and I got out there, I was just thinking about all the relationships where I avoided the grilled shrimp that I would see outside.
Oh, so you were making up for lost time.
I think that's what it was. I think something was in my mind that was just like, "Yo, just conquer as much land as you can." I was on my Christopher Columbus shit.
Okay. Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
I've just been very, I guess, I've always understood how relationships and shit worked, even from when I was younger. So I don't know, man. There's instances where I think back on it now. It's like, I kind of was played, but I didn't feel played.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that's what happens, and I wasn't even like mad about it. Like,
That's good.
it's weird. Like, I've definitely had it where I remember one time I pulled up on this girl, and she, one of the neighbors, because them niggas couldn't wait to tell me shit, told me that she had went to like a prom or some shit with some other dude. I was like, "Oh, word? Okay."
I thought they couldn't wait to tell you.
Yeah, couldn't wait because she was like she was like the hottie on the block. Everybody wanted her, but I had so every time I came through, niggas was like standing outside on the porch like, "This nigga here," all that kind of shit. So when she actually did something wrong, they couldn't wait to fucking come tell me. So I was like, "Oh, bet." But in my mind, how I was thinking, I was like, "Okay, I'm not even gonna break up with her. But I'm gonna use this to get even more out of her ass while I still now I can go back and cheat guilt free." That's the fuck I was thinking. So I busted her.
The games we play when we're young.
Yeah, I know. I busted her on that shit. And I just remember I was like trying not to laugh because she's like literally crying into my cheek, begging me not to break up with her. But like, because like I'm not going to. I'm just using this to get you to like really be on my side here, right? So like now I'm like to make you be like the perfect girlfriend, as perfect as you can, while I'm still gonna do my thing, guilt free. And if you catch me, I'm gonna throw this back in your face. That's what I was thinking when I was young.
Why do men feel like that? Why do men do that? Because y'all do that.
I sure did.
That's like ammo. You just got it in your back pocket, waiting for her to mess up.
So it's like, all right, baby, I believe your story. No, I didn't. But I believe your story. It's fine. Because that's another thing. You guys will trickle truth a motherfucker. Y'all will tell a little bit that's believable when there's like a whole iceberg under what the fuck you just said. So it's not that I knew that then. I just figured she wouldn't tell me the whole truth. But I didn't really care. Yeah. There was another time where I knew this chick I was dating was cheating, and I went to go catch her so I can get out of the relationship because she wouldn't let me break up with her. Like I bullshit you not. This chick was all over me.
How did somebody not let you break up with them?
I was fucking 16, 17. I wasn't like man enough to be like. But every time I try to bring it up, she'd be like, "No," and begging me. And so, like, that's what I mean. Like, she wasn't. No, we're not breaking up. So I couldn't find a good reason that I could stand on strong enough to not be broken down to stay with her. That's the real answer.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So this chick, she will call, dude. No other reason why I couldn't get away from her. She will call me constantly. If I wanted to get off the phone, it was a problem. All this shit, right? Mm-hmm. One day I came home.
She was a stage 5 clinger.
Yeah.
Okay.
One day I came home and I didn't get no call because you know what time I get home. I'm curious.
Wait a minute.
Let me call her.
Right.
I'll call. And I did the test like, all right, yeah, I'm finna go make me something to eat right quick. Which knew she'd make me stay on the phone while I'm doing this. Oh, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. I was like, she's doing something.
Right.
So I went to the chick's crib and this chick came out the door like sliding out of that thing like she's Plastic Man. The door is open like this much.
Mm-hmm.
She want to open the door all the way. Then she takes me downstairs to an abandoned apartment to talk to me. I'm like, yeah, she got somebody in there. This is exactly what I want. And then the dude she had comes bursting in there.
Oh my gosh.
And he's all mad and yelling. I'm like, yo, you can have her, dog. And I just walked out of there. As I'm walking home, I'm
crazy.
like, yes. Yeah, but as I'm leaving, I'm like, all right, like this is it. Yeah. Like this is the perfect excuse. I can get out of this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've had tragedies, but I just didn't care about it.
You're a different person, bro. I don't think I've ever heard a dude so excited about finding out his girl's cheating.
Well, I kind of did.
Trying to get rid of her.
Trying to
Yeah,
she was
but
a stage
still.
5 clinger.
Yeah, I see.
I would have been trying to run my way out too.
I mean, she was stage 5 clinger. That just mean that was good.
But I've had girls that didn't like me when I liked them. That kind of stuff. I've gone through the dry spells, you know what I'm saying, with them ugly chicks starting to look a little cute, like that kind of shit, all that. And I just all felt like all of this was like a part of how everything like kind of goes. And I've always been like I've never had a problem getting girls back then. So it's like I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18, 19 too, but it wasn't because girls was throwing it at me. I just I didn't want it. I mean, if you're gonna throw it at me, I don't want it.
Right.
And plus, I was young and scared, so it's where I waited till I was ready because I could, basically. But the funny shit about that is, all throughout high school, no one believed that I was a virgin. I would tell girls all the time, "Oh, I'm a virgin." I ain't you lying? Ain't no way. Like, ain't that some shit? Most niggas making up stories about who they fucked over the summer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you chicks I ain't had, and they didn't believe me. It's just crazy.
That's what niggas do. They be lying about shit.
Not about that though.
Niggas be lying about that though. Niggas be whole virgins talking about they did this and they did that.
No, I mean people don't lie about being a virgin. Saying that they
true.
are when they ain't.
That's true.
And like literally nobody believed me. Even I was dating a girl for a long time, and she throughout that relationship did not believe me.
We don't do that till we get a little bit older. Once we get a little older, then we like, it's been years. I've been saving myself.
It's been so long. I've
been saving myself. Whole time he was in the club last week busting something down.
I'd be like, I haven't been held since last summer.
Yeah,
like all that shit is game.
I've never believed that. When you start talking to somebody new and they like, oh yeah, I haven't fucked in 3 months, sir.
I haven't been with a woman since my wife passed.
Right.
4 years ago.
Right. I mean,
first of all, how she passed? Because
damn.
Wait a minute.
Look, she asking great questions. Wait a second. Why is she no longer on Earth?
Why is she no longer here? That's what I need to know, sir.
It's like, where's the children?
She was in a car accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just make this up?
No,
I was just
Was it like failed brakes? Like how that happened?
Right.
Brakes.
Right.
Seatbelt
What was
come
wrong
undone.
with the car?
Damn.
She was wrapped up in that thing. No. That's funny.
First of all, I think you crazy for that one. Oh, shit.
You know, I'm sure, I'm not going to say I'm above anybody, but I've never had that happen to me. And I wonder how it would feel if I knew that happened to me. Like a woman cheating on me.
No.
Because I'm just thinking about like the dirt that I've dished out over the years. Crazy.
Oh, your karma's coming back around then.
Oh, man.
Oh, even better question. Let's say you with somebody for a long time. You
Okay.
done cheated 4 or 5 times. She don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Then she cheat on you. You gonna forgive?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like she don't know. She don't know. It's not. It's another
She
thing.
don't
If
know
like
about
If
she
she
about
knew
me cheating
and
at all.
accepted it,
Yeah,
and
but she
still-
don't
The
know
only
that
thing that's
she's-
known is that I know she cheated, and she
Yeah,
knows
but
that I know.
Yeah, but she don't know that you have cheated multiple times throughout this relationship.
It depends on like how deep we are and how I find out she's cheating.
Let's say you found out. Maybe not the worst possible way.
How
You
is that fair,
You
though?
just find some texts and emails or some shit. Let's not say you walk in on it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
But let's just
crazy.
say you find definite evidence that
That she
she's
cheated.
cheating. There's no question. You don't got to ask her about it. Like right? So, and you've done a lot
And
of dirt.
you've done dirt.
And it's been years.
Yeah.
Y'all been together for
I
a
mean,
while.
regardless of my dirt or not, I think I'd have the same reaction.
I feel like men take cheating like way more serious. Like
Oh,
when
yeah,
a woman
yeah.
cheats on a man,
Yeah,
they
y'all cheat.
are
Y'all
hurt.
cheat
Like,
one time. It's like the equivalent
it's like
of
the
us
world
cheating 50
ended.
times.
Like
Yeah.
it is like the world
What's a
ended.
possession kind of thing? I explain it to some women. It's like this: you are my glass of water, nice and cold and slim. I love it. Some other dude comes over and simply sticks his tongue in my water. Do I want that water anymore? Am I just gonna pour off the top of that shit?
I like this
Yeah,
analogy.
it's
sticks
it's
his
tainted.
tongue
It's
in the
fucked up
water.
now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're like,
It's
oh
tainted.
damn. So
So how are we supposed to feel about you sticking your stick in somebody else's water?
I mean, you wipe that shit off and keep using it. You know,
Bring your towel to the bedroom, wipe it off beforehand. I'm playing.
you know what I'm saying? Like this, it's a 30-second rule. Drop it on the ground.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't been in the dirt for too long,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
pull that shit up and wipe
See,
it off.
why do men feel like that's fair, but it's not fair for a woman to
Well,
do?
I
because
mean,
I,
it's
guess,
not
well,
fair.
'cause I guess the way, using his analogy, we would be the spoon that you put in the water. You
Okay.
take it out the water, you can just wipe the spoon off.
The spoon's still good.
But once something dirty goes into that cup of water, it's like, you can pour some of that water out, but that water's still dirty.
Right.
You'd have to pour all the water out
You have
and
to
try
just,
to
like-
that would be rebuilding the relationship. So people do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
rebuilding the relationship would be pouring all that water out
Yeah.
because that shit's all tainted and refilling the glass to get a new glass of water or something
Yeah.
like that. Would be the analogy.
Yeah. I mean,
I think you'd have
It
to
is.
be.
I do feel like that's a double standard, though.
it is.
Because-
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely is.
I think it's a
Yeah,
double standard.
I won't even
because-
argue.
It's a standard y'all
but
set
How?
because y'all accept a lot of fucking cheating, and then
Not I.
they usually just don't.
Not I. Okay, maybe when I was younger and I was dealing with the tit for tat because I knew I was doing me too. So that's why
know
I
what?
accepted
He
it.
brings-
But
he brings
when
a
you're
good
coming
point.
to a relationship and you're faithful in that relationship, I'm not putting up with no cheating. You cheat on me one time and I'm out. Dead ass. I'm not doing it. Like, and
Okay,
I set those
what
ground rules
quantifies
from
cheating?
anything that you wouldn't do in front of me.
That's fucking clear. Okay.
That's very clear. It is, and I set those boundaries from day one too. Like I'm gonna let you know,
Yeah.
I don't tolerate that. So if you're doing some shit that's some shady shit that you know you shouldn't be doing, it's
I'm
out.
trying to think of something that would be minor enough, but if you're hiding it, it's not minor.
It's not minor. If you got to move a certain way around me, and I feel that energy, like you on some fuckery.
What if you're dating a podcaster
Oh, here we go.
and he
Go ahead.
slides in inboxes because he needs content? He needs the
Okay.
If you wouldn't do that with her sitting
It
right
goes
next
back
to you.
to intention.
Okay.
It goes
Okay.
back. We've discussed this earlier. It
Right.
goes back to intention. What is your intention behind sliding in that DM? Are you sliding in that DM because you find that person attractive and you trying to, start a relationship with that person? Or are you genuinely just hitting them up to be on your podcast?
What if it's both?
two things can't be true.
They just be
But-
doing that shit.
Maybe you want. Maybe
but
you
you're
want,
in a relationship though, right?
But is that cheating? If you wanted somebody that you are attracted to on your podcast because she's beautiful?
No, not per
Not
se,
necessarily.
but
Okay.
I'm saying like, what is your intention behind it? Like, is your
Yeah.
intention
Clicks.
is your intention?
Oh,
to-
okay, I got you.
You said what? Clicks.
Clicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Views.
But that's clicks and views. That's
Okay.
fair. Okay, I
But you
understand
can be transparent
because
about
sex
that,
does
though.
sell. But you have to be with a very secure woman to be in that situation too.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You have to let her know, like, okay, I do reach out to pretty women because it gets clicks, you know, and just be very transparent. I think there's a difference between transparency and honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're transparent from the beginning, then you have those viewpoints already discussed prior to,
Right.
and then honesty is like, okay, well, yeah, I could be honest after the fact,
Yeah.
but I already did it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Transparency is where you build that anticipation prior to, and you're not, you know what I'm saying? That way, when you do that, she's not looking at you crazy.
I got another water analogy for honesty and
Okay.
transparency.
All right.
Okay.
This one comes courtesy of Mrs. Ward.
Okay.
So you use a glass of water as an example of transparency versus honesty. Water doesn't tell you it's transparent. You can see that it is transparent. If you ask it, is it clear? It's going to say yes, but you don't have to ask because you can see that it is. And that's what transparency versus honesty is. Like, say, if you're going over somewhere and you tell her every detail about it. I'm going here. I'll be here for this time. And then you say the plan changes. We talked about this before. If the plan changes and you wind up going to a different place, you call and tell them you're going to that different place. Honesty is you ain't say none of that shit. But then when she asks you about it, you tell the truth about it. See, if you're transparent, you tell them what's going on while it's going on. When things happen, then you don't have to explain it later, and they'll usually be more apt to believe what you say. Whereas opposed to when you just tell the story afterwards, like, why didn't you tell me you moved from point A to point B?
Right.
And now you're just like, oh, it's no big deal. I just went here to do this. Now they don't know if that's something you just made up or
if
what.
he was being sneaky, or if he was on some other shit.
So yeah, that's. So a lot of people think, like you were saying, transparency and honesty are the same thing. Honesty and
No, they're
transparency
not.
are not, and being transparent is something you're not, and that's why you have so many problems in relationships.
Damn.
I don't think it's. I don't think. No,
Pointed the finger.
I would like to do.
That is you.
Can I hit the button?
But
on
I don't
that
think
one
you do that
now?
on. I don't think you do that on purpose, though.
Yeah.
Like for you, you feel like a person is questioning your honesty when requesting you to be transparent. That's how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And it's not that you even would it. If you would just decide to do that on your own, you're fine with it. I've seen you do it when it's your choice and you're fine with it. But when someone demands that from you, you're like, wait, whoa, you don't trust me? I gotta tell you everywhere I'm going? Nah.
Yeah.
And then you get even more opaque
Yeah.
because niggas rebel. That's what we do.
He came with the.
Because my wife would be like, I need you to take out.
He said, "I'm pink."
Word of the day. No?
Because if my wife hits me with, I need you to take out that trash now. I'm gonna take out the trash
When I feel like
but
it.
when I feel like it.
That part.
Plus, what's one of my sayings, and my wife hates this saying, but I say it all the time. If you're gonna wait on me, you're gonna wait on me.
Ooh.
Meaning, if you're gonna wait on me to do some shit, you're gonna wait on me to do some shit. Do you get it?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it when I'm ready to
like
do
if
it.
you
good and
could have
ready,
done it,
yeah.
but you want me to do it, okay. But I'm gonna do it when I feel like doing it and the way I want to do it, which comes down to people negotiating between like how they clean in the house and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because we've had that argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, well, you're not cleaning it right. Okay, but if your sister doesn't clean the same way you do, so is she not cleaning it right? Is her house dirty now because she don't clean like you do? And now
That's a
they're
good
like,
question.
and your mom raised both of you, and she cleaned it different than the two of y'all.
Yeah.
So who's right here?
Right.
So let me clean it the way I want to clean it, and let it get done. And women, y'all gotta let him do that. Talking to you, because you're the one that's here.
Okay. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Woo.
I'm
Sipping my coconut water.
Look,
Like,
I'm still jammed up when he was like, because that's what you do in your relationships. This is why your shit don't be working out.
Hey, I ain't saying all that shit about you.
You
He was like, I ain't pointing no elbows, but nigga.
Well, I can say that because I've done a bunch of shit. My biggest thing in the beginning of our relationship is I was very nonchalant about a lot of shit. Like almost nothing was urgent or important to me. And I would be like, she'd be like, hey, I need you to do the X, Y, Z. I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And if I didn't deem it to be something that was important, I probably was either barely listening or just straight up didn't do it.
You know why the reason I am the way I am when it comes to that?
Oh, here we go.
You know
Story
why?
time.
Story time. You know why when I tell somebody something, I'm very vague? I tell people what they need to know because I despise to be questioned, like where it feels like an interrogation. I don't like
said.
to.
I feel that way too.
I don't like to bring anything up that
But
I feel like it's
I'm
going to yield.
transparent. That's why I'm transparent because that alleviates all of that questioning.
Thank you.
Because if you're vague,
And they'll
it
question
leaves
less.
room for a lot of questions.
But even there's times when I'm transparent and it still yields more questions. Whereas, like, for example, I like to say something simple like, I'm going out, I'll be back in 4 hours.
Bro,
Now you know that I'm leaving.
Let me tell you this shit, nigga. If my wife told me I'm going out and I'll be back in 4 fucking hours, I got a whole lot of fucking questions. That is not transparent. That is not transparent, nigga.
It is.
You be better off just saying I'll be.
Not.
You be better off just saying I'll be back.
Single. That problem.
You be better off just saying I'll be right back.
Okay, even then.
But then
that's
you
what I'm
have to
saying.
be right back because that kind of takes a short time.
Right.
4 hours.
Right. Okay, so let's say I'm going to the gas station and back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say I'll be right back. So I'm only gone 15 minutes. Now, if I come back and within those 15 minutes, you're like, so where'd you go?
You wouldn't have to answer that if you said it when you went.
What'd you do when you got there?
They wouldn't ask
Why
that
didn't
if
you
you said that.
They wouldn't do all that for
As I say,
15 minutes.
I've
You
been
even
with
make- you
people
make
that
things
do
worse.
that. I've
Okay,
been with
but
people
if
that
you
do
just
that.
say, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna run to the gas station. I'll be right back." Guess what? None of that would happen.
No, and that's the perfect example of what I'm saying. When I'm transparent, it still yields questions because
Like
then
what?
it'll still be, what did you go to the gas station for? Even though it's a fucking gas station, maybe I
guess
went to
you
get
could say,
gas.
I'm going to the gas station to get gas. I'll be back. Or I'm going to go put gas in the car. You didn't even say gas.
Why
station.
did you go to the gas station right now? Why didn't you just go when you can just leave to go out? Like, what made you want to go get gas?
So
just
maybe
come right
I like
back
to
home?
be prepared.
You know, but this is what I'm saying. I like to avoid all that and just be like, I'll be right back. And
But some people,
that's
if what you're doing and why and when you're
Nothing.
doing it doesn't make sense to them, they question. So my wife does to me to this day. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, I could have gotten gas on my way home from work, but I didn't feel like I just wanted to come home.
Yeah.
So now I'm leaving earlier than usual, or I'm going to be late to work because I'm getting gas now. It's like, why didn't you just go last night? That's a question.
Right.
I'm like, I didn't.
I just didn't feel
And
like.
that's it. Well, you should have, yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you wouldn't have had to. Yeah, you're right.
And then to use his example about if you tell somebody what you're doing and whatnot, and then plans change while you're out, how he said he will call and update. Stuff like that, I won't do. And the reason why I won't do, look, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I'm going out, me, Lamont, shout out Rashad, Reed, we all going out, right? The 4 of us, like dudes night out. And I tell my girl, like, yo, dudes night out, we going to this bar, and then when we're done there, we might go to the casino and play some games, whatever, gamble for a little bit, et cetera, et cetera. I'll say something like that, and it'll be, oh, well, what guys are going? Okay, what time y'all gonna be back? You know, it's like, and then I already know let's say we was going to the bar and then we we're gonna go to the casino. Let's say from the bar we decided we're not gonna go to the casino because somebody's there, they don't have money to gamble. So now we're gonna go do something else. Let's say we're gonna go play basketball. I don't want to say, oh, I'm not going to the casino. We're gonna go play basketball because it's gonna be like, oh, well, where are you gonna play basketball at? Why y'all not going to the casino? Like, I don't want to hear all these extra whys.
That's not everybody. That's like somebody that's super.
Yeah,
like,
that's a little different. I
they
feel
already, like you said, somebody like I
you
said,
could
someone
always,
trusts
and you don't have to call either. You could just shoot a text like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I've done
babe,
that.
so and so don't got money for the casino, so now we headed to go play ball."
That don't
Period.
work either sometimes. Sometimes you text the girl, then she want to hear your voice. Let me hear, so she can hear the background. Like,
Okay, I don't know
why,
what kind of
why,
women you
why
dating,
you ain't
but-
pick the, why you ain't pick the phone?
Clearly.
Why you ain't pick the phone up when I called you?
That's insecurity.
That's insecurity.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's different. That's
Okay.
a different
Which
level.
you probably ain't got nothing to do with you.
Hey,
Right.
listen, man. Hey, listen.
It's
Y'all
deflection.
words, not mine.
But but also if you pair an insecure woman with a vague ass nigga, that shit finna.
Right. Implode. Another vocab word.
Word of the day.
We got opaque and implode.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's me and Danny. Where's your word at? Oh no,
That
you
was
did
implode.
implode.
What you mean?
that's on you.
Where's your word
That's on
at?
you.
When did we become so philosophical?
Oh, that don't count, dog.
Okay. Damn.
He
Come on,
tried
man.
it.
He
He
counts
tried
if you
it.
listen to a Wu-Tang album.
He tried it.
True. Speaking of music, you know what I've been on? I've been on a Nas tour lately. I'm like, yo,
Huh?
Nas got like 12 albums. So I started.
Oh, you said you've been on a Nas tour. I was like,
Yeah,
I
like
thought
a
you was
musical
on
tour.
the bus with this nigga. Like,
musical tour.
oh, okay.
So I just finished on the way here. As a matter of fact, just finished It Was Written.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna get into Nostradamus on the way back, and then I think Lost Tapes. Then I'm also gonna jump over to The Firm because we still in that
I feel like you
96,
skipped
97.
skip one.
Nah.
It Was Written. Wasn't that the second album?
It Was Written is second. Yeah. So I already did the first Nas album. And on
Where
the way
in
here,
there was I Am? Wasn't I Am?
I Am is after Nostradamus.
It was? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but while we in this 96, 97, you gotta go back. You gotta do the Firm.
Mm-hmm.
Probably listen
See, y'all too old for me because I
AZ's
was
album.
6-7 years old.
And then I'll jump over to I Am and the Lost Tapes, like that shit right there. And then there's like a pretty big gap after that. And then that's when we get to Hate Me Now and the Jay-Z, like that era and shit.
Yeah. Stillmatic.
Yeah, all the good stuff. And then there's like a big ass gap.
Hip Hop
and
is
then,
dead.
and then I'm gonna run his last 5 albums that came out in a span of like 2 years or some shit like that. All the hit
King
boys and all that shit.
Diseases.
Yeah. And then I just finish it off and try to go. Then I think I'm gonna do Mobb Deep after that. Because this is all shit I used to bump all the time back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like relive my youth. Plus, I've been like
Are you
hard
going
body.
through a midlife crisis?
Nah, I just been listening to nothing but R&B lately, bro. So
Okay.
I just be walking around singing all the damn time. Like,
You don't
bro,
want people to think that
I need to
of it.
rap. I need to start rapping.
Give us a little tune.
Huh?
What
They
you
be
be
walking
singing?
around singing. What you be singing?
There you go. Hit
No,
that.
like sing something that we would know.
I'm not singing for you, nigga. The fuck?
Don't sing for me. Sing for the audience real
You
quick.
asked me to sing.
For the
so
audience.
that would be singing for you.
It's, for, it's,
so,
it's your
no.
job. You have to entertain.
No,
I
that's
don't
your
got
We're
that
job.
shit,
podcasting.
Do you sing?
No.
I'm not a singer.
Wasn't
either.
walking in that trap. Yeah, I sing. Well, let me hear something.
Nah, I do. My whole family
That's
sings,
the one
but I'm
thing
not gonna
that,
sing
like,
here.
I'm naturally good at a lot of things, but singing is not it. And I will willingly admit
You
that.
can't do
like,
not one melody?
I mean, I could hold a tune in the car, in the shower, but I'm not finna put myself
Nah,
out there
grooving
like
at
that.
7 p.m. Friday. That shit don't count.
No, I'm not talking about the kind. I don't even mess with like.
I was gonna say, I
like
can't even see you bumping nothing like
No,
that.
I don't. I don't.
Oh,
Actually,
no?
like my ex would turn on like Sexy Red, and he'd be like, "I fuck with her," and I'd be like,
I
"Turn it
fucking
off."
hate her music.
I'm like, "Turn
Sorry.
it off." I mean, it's cool when you in the club or you trying to like get hype and like I think Glorilla does a better job of
I
doing
like
that.
that y'all like it.
No, I don't.
like
I
that
don't
y'all
like
like
it.
No, when I say y'all, I mean just women.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
I like any music.
I'll hype
that-
girls up. Like,
I like
to
I like any
twerk or,
music.
like,
yeah,
like,
I like
get
any
hype.
music that gets the girls hype. You
Yeah.
know, so if you got like a room full of women, just put on some Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Just
Get
kidding.
out of here.
That would have worked like 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, maybe with a new Chicks Tape 17 or whatever.
Yeah,
the nigga put down. That shit would have went off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing all that because I've been listening to like a whole lot of R&B because I stopped listening to rap because I kind of just can't anymore because it's getting too. I'm aging out.
Yeah.
But if I'm listening to rap
It's
from when I
depressing
was
now.
younger,
I feel like it's that emo rap now. Like everybody, what?
I feel like I gotta be that guy before we move on. I feel like there's somebody in the audience watching or listening that wants to hear you. Just do croon something.
I
where,
did it too,
No,
I
no,
just
no,
didn't
no,
like-
no. Listen, croon something where when they hear it, they'll say, "Oh, he's singing that song."
I'm not finna do none of that.
Come on, bro.
I don't care what you say.
Come
bro.
on.
I'm not
Not
finna
having
do
it.
it.
All right,
I'm
you.
not having it. Oh hell no!
Oh,
Y'all don't
come
even
on.
want to hear me sing.
Yeah, I'm not. So just get out.
I am a chef.
Couldn't even get a.
I'm not a singer.
I did already. I hit the little high note for you. You good.
See, I did a song. See, anybody heard that? They go like, "Oh, look at these singing at Whitney."
It didn't count.
That.
Okay, I'll do like a little.
Yeah,
it'll
come
be
on.
loose.
Come on.
Okay, y'all ready?
Come on.
All right. Oh, we know that.
Oh, that's Superstar, right? Yeah. Your turn.
I'm bad with names.
Come
I
on,
don't know.
you got to do one.
It's
Come
just
on.
a tune. You don't gotta like really like hit that thing.
I can't-
Come on.
You hit that high note. I can't. What? That was like you damn near up there with Mariah. Like,
Well, he's a natural singer. He's high yellow.
No, I'm not even gonna play. I'm not even gonna play with y'all.
All right.
Y'all asked me to whip something up now.
You supposed to be like, it's just ordinary people. No.
Whoa, yeah.
He took it all the way back.
Okay, but let me finish my fucking music
Okay,
tour.
okay.
Sorry, yeah.
God
Finish
damn.
your tour.
Okay.
Finish your tour.
So anyway, I would listen to nothing but R&B. So because of that, I decided I
What
wanted
type
to
of
go back.
R&B was you listening to?
I listen to newer shit actually. I don't
Okay.
really go back and listen to because people always say R&B is dead. It's not. It's mad artists out there. It's
That's
just
because
a lot.
that's because you listen to Robert. But go on.
Who?
Robert.
R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, not recently, but
Nah,
yeah.
come on, stop it. He's in your playlist. He in your rotation.
He'll come up in
He's
my
still
Pandora.
in my playlist too.
He'll come up
Like,
in my Pandora and shit a lot.
I
I'm
mean,
sure we'll sing
I
along
don't
with
agree
it.
with what he was doing, but at the same time, he was a musical genius.
Yeah.
He made some classics.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no denying that.
So R&B, like I think, like my favorite's a small group, a group called Bathe. I love them. They're great.
Bathe.
Bathe, B-A-T-H-E, Bathe.
I've never even heard of that group. You heard of that group?
I know. Destin Conrad, Jack James.
Oh my
Ombre.
god, nigga, are
I
these
don't
the
know.
80s
None
or
of these
something?
artists.
No, these are current artists.
Oh yeah, don't know them. Never heard of them.
And
in my life.
they sell out shows of millions of people. I was saying, like, that's the thing
What
about
the
music.
Millions?
Yeah, that's the thing about people now, man.
I've never heard of this babe.
Ombre has a huge tiny desk. Like, I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
there's all these artists. The way the music is now have massive followings, but
Right.
but if you never heard of them, like only their fans have heard of them.
Yeah.
And you can do that now. I think because R&B is not pushed like rap is, so most of these guys have cultivated their own fan bases, and their fans follow them on different things. But if you haven't followed them, you never heard of them. The only way you would hear some of these people is if you go on like Spotify and play their like R&B or smooth out R&B or chill vibes R&B. Some of that music will be played in those playlists. But if not, then you would never really hear these people. But if you follow them, you see they doing shows all over the country, selling out arenas. They over in Istanbul selling out arenas, but you would never know about it. It's like that. But anyway.
Yeah, I thought you
No,
were talking about some bullshit.
record
but-
labels do go off of your
Yeah.
following nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have the following on the internet, on whatever it might be, Spotify or whatever, they're not.
I mean,
signing.
the internet is the streets nowadays.
It is.
So I wanted to start listening to rap again, but I just can't really listen to much of the current stuff. I just can't. So I just started trying to relive my youth.
I was gonna
listening
say
to old
because
stuff.
the rap that you're mostly consumed with, nobody makes that kind of rap no more.
Griselda
Facts.
does. The Griselda niggas do kind of. But
Yeah,
I can't even really hear this nigga that I know is not living that life anymore.
They
talking about
a
selling drugs.
pinch
and shit.
pinch of the industry though, like
True.
a little tiny little bit of salt, a little grain of salt.
Yeah, because they pretty much have almost all the artists that like rap like that. They got you ever heard of what's that nigga name? Had an album called Tecmo Bowl. It's not Tecmo Bowl. Bo. Dang, what the nigga's name? Bo is in the fuck his name. That's why it's called Tecmo Bowl. Boldy James. Yeah, that's his name. Boldy James. Ever heard of him?
Nope.
Makami. One of those. Yeah, those guys. They're the boom bap rap dudes. Makami is like from
And they're current right now.
yeah. Makami is from Haiti, so half of his raps is in that crazy Haitian language. It's pretty cool.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Dang.
There's like that's what I'm saying. Like there's lots of new shit and good shit out there, but you gotta look for it now because it's not presented. Like especially for people from our generation, I'd say
Yeah.
all our music was presented to us either on the radio or MTV or whatever,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
we went after it.
Music videos. And
Now
all
you
that
don't got
stuff.
that
And a lot of the good stuff nowadays is independent, so the machine doesn't push it in front of you. So you almost have to go find it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. And if
you
you're
have
not actively
you
looking
gotta
for
be at
new
a
music.
festival and walk past and like, oh, that sounds good, or who's that? Or like you got to be with somebody and they're playing it,
Yeah.
and now you get put onto it. Like that's how I was put onto The Weeknd. Like I remember, as a matter of fact, my brother, I believe,
Your
put
brother
me
put
onto
me
it.
onto The Weeknd,
He was
yeah.
just playing it, and I was like, who the fuck is this? Sound like Michael Jackson.
That was off that Balloons
Yeah.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Like those albums was dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I don't really want to listen to the current rap, so I just go back and just been reliving my youth listening to old rap, and then I don't feel so guilty because I know this person was young and hungry back then,
Right.
and that's why they was rapping like that. So I did a Wu-Tang tour a few months ago, so now we're doing
He just
Now
doing
going
all
down
the old
Nas.
school
I'm
Nas
doing
tours.
and
Okay.
Mobb Deep.
Then I'm gonna do Mob Deep, and
Okay.
and I'll probably find somebody else by then. I think I did Tribe Called Quest right after Five Dog died, even though that was like 6 or 7 years ago. I was so yeah, I'm just going back listening to all the old shit that I used to love. And I know it's just funny because I'm gonna do a Jay-Z one, but so much of like listening to Jay-Z is when I started hanging out with this nigga. So when I start listening to that shit, I'm start remembering the shit we was doing.
Memories.
Yeah,
come
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I mean, I already did that. I was listening to like an old Usher. And remember, you don't have to call him on. And me and this nigga used to drive down the street doing this shit from the video all the time. That shit was fun.
Yeah.
Trying not to die in this nigga's Jeep with no brakes.
Yeah.
Not no
When I say
brakes.
no brakes, I mean no brakes.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was stick shifts. I didn't need it. If I wanted to slow it down, I could just downshift.
You didn't
know.
need
Yeah.
the brakes.
You
Okay.
had to downshift.
Downshift.
Way ahead.
That's what
Yeah.
somebody that can't afford brakes say.
The fucked up part is this nigga could if he just did it.
If you would have just done it, you just like
I was at a time where
You
I
like
just
the
didn't
thrill?
know. I just was like, whatever.
you didn't know that
He was
you
just
needed
young and
brakes.
dumb. This nigga, what you like 19,
I was,
18?
I was like still a
Oh, y'all
virgin when I
was
first
young.
got that
Oh,
car.
okay,
So
y'all were
I mean,
young.
what do
Okay.
I know? I didn't even know how to have
Okay, I have a
sex.
question for y'all. Which celebrity death hit you the hardest?
Oh, that's easy for me. Mike.
Okay.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember
Clo-
where you were when you found out or like when that yeah? Okay.
I was in the rec room. I was in the rec room at the halfway house. I was like, what? Mike died?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, almost no celebrity death really hits me because everybody dies.
Yeah.
Most of these motherfuckers is old, living fast lives, doing drugs and shit, whatever. For me, the only celebrity death that hit me because I met and knew this, not really knew, met this person and this person touched my life personally was Junior Seau.
Actually, that's very interesting because that one kind of hit home too, being from Oceanside.
He's
being,
San Diego hometown hero.
San Diego.
I met the dude's mom.
Yeah. Actually, his house is still. I mean, it's still there on the strip in Oceanside. But I used to work at the Boys and Girls Club. That he put a lot of money into that Oceanside Boys and Girls Club. He had his own like fitness facility there, so his uncle still ran it. Like I was kind of tied into that family a little bit when I worked there, so that did hit. It was pretty surprising when that happened.
Yeah, that one hit. That one hurt a little bit because, like I said, I met him
and
all
the way
that.
he passed.
Yeah, and the way
he passed is really what hurt.
And he was pretty young at the time. Like it was
I
pretty
remember
crazy.
that one.
And I remember I met his mom at his restaurant down in Mission Valley. You know, down in Mission
Sales
Valley.
restaurant,
Yeah.
I went to school with all his nieces and nephews and all that.
I met him all in some sort of way,
Yeah.
playing football and sports and stuff like that. So like when he died, it was like sort of like a relative almost. And plus, it was San Diego. He was like San Diego hero, bro.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I gotta take back that Mike comment
Okay.
because while I was sitting there, I'm like, how did I forget this one? I
I was surprised you said that.
I was crying for 2 days straight. Kobe.
I was surprised when you didn't say Kobe.
You know what? That one hit me pretty hard. Just more stunned.
That would be number 2.
I was surprised. I felt like
because of the way it happened.
And
where he was at in his life, everything seemed to be going good.
Everything was in that. Kobe's death was like the caption for me is "Life isn't fair." Because there ain't no reason why like this man was taken from us so early.
Accident,
and with his daughter, that was
because
crazy.
like it was so much like his next life was beginning. Like the man just won fucking an Oscar, Grammy, like all this stuff from all his little side projects. Like he was there. Like his daughter was basically about to be the Caitlin Clark.
And he's about to blow up the WNBA. I'm pretty sure. He said he was gonna like get it up.
That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. I also it hit me hard too when Nip passed. When I found out about Nip, I was
Okay, yeah, that was another one.
That was
you know,
because he was like just such a Southern California hero in the hood in Compton. Like I mean, it's just the whole situation. I mean, Inglewood.
I wasn't sad when Nip died. I was sad when I went to the gravesite.
Okay.
Like where he died, like right there by his store.
Yeah.
That's when I was sad because I went there like I want to say like 3 weeks after he died, and seeing the mural and seeing all the people out there holding candles and everything. I think that's when I was sad because it was like that was more like the realization. Woo. Like it's like damn because now I've had some time to sit with it, and I was like fuck.
That was a weird tragedy. The funny thing is, I had just gotten into Nip's music maybe 6 months before. My older brother was like always telling me to listen to it, but I just didn't. And then finally, I just did, and I was like really into Impact, his old shit. Then started like seeing his interviews and listening to him. I was like, oh man, I really like this guy. And then
boom, gone.
That's how.
Do you guys feel like it was a conspiracy behind it, or you just feel like it was?
I think it was some ignorant nigga shit. That's what
some hater shit.
Yeah, that was just some hater shit. I mean, the dude was like snitch, right? And he was a snitch supposedly, and I guess he probably felt disrespected because he probably walked up to Nip, and obviously Nip's like, I can't be associated with you. You a snitch. Like, fuck out of here. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people are. Like, if you meet somebody that, I guess, I don't know, if they embarrass you, you want to retaliate. Like, you're not even thinking of the consequences. Like, oh, this nigga gonna do that to me in front of this nigga? My girl in the car? Nah, fuck that. I got something for him.
Yeah.
But he didn't even think past
his own situation.
Yeah, exactly. Because look, you threw your whole life away,
right?
And you took this man away from the city,
and his whole family died after that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, his whole family died.
That's just what I heard. I don't know.
What?
Allegedly.
Sir, that's what.
Dude, some dude said he did it got killed.
Yeah.
Some dude after it happened, he made some little video call to some nigga like, oh yeah, I'm doing the dash to this shop next. He didn't. He's just trying to get clout. They wiped him off.
You know. And I'm not saying
hood justice.
I'm not saying whether it was good, bad, or hood justice or anything like that. But you know what I will say? I will respect the fact that those people that stepped up and did something without having to be paid to. or without having to be told to, like, because you would think, like, let's say you get knocked out, right? Like, dude, boom, kills you or whatever, right? I'm not saying that you want your family to go and murder his whole family or anything.
You mean knocked out or killed?
Killed, like knocked off, like you shot, you dead and gone. I think you would want people to get some sort of justice for you. Like, you would feel some type of way. Let's say your spirit's looking down and niggas like, oh, mom died. No, we got then life insurance. You know, life goes on. And that's just the end of it. You'd be like, damn, is that all I meant?
I'm more of a reasonable person, maybe.
Right.
Maybe depends on the circumstances. If
Right.
I'm out here running and gunning and doing shit and my shit just came back to get me, and it just came back to get me.
Right.
But
well, because I didn't really know Nip like that, but from what
apparently he was going in that next week, was supposed to be going in with the city of Los Angeles to discuss how to squash the gang beef between the Bloods and the Crips. So a lot of people were saying it was a conspiracy because they didn't want peace in the streets. Another thing that was said too is he was working on the documentary for Dr. Sebi. And a lot of knowledge was coming out. So, you know what I'm saying? I believe there's some conspiracy behind it. I don't think it was just some random situation. Because he was such an influence in the streets that people would have kept the peace based off of who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they did, actually. The whole hood, after that's when the Blood and Crip beef really got squashed.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, it's not even as big as it used to be.
Yeah.
Prior to his passing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the beef, all the gang beef, that really settled down once, you know.
Yeah, well, they called it truce.
Niggas started dissing Drake. Got everybody together with Not Like Us.
Right, Not Like Us. Yo, I'm just saying, that was the ultimate get back song. Like, if you're gonna beef with a nigga, like, that is the song. Like, he killed that.
Yeah.
The acronyms, everything in the song.
Yeah.
Lit. Like, Kendrick did that.
Yeah.
Drake couldn't even say nothing back because he just would have looked foolish. Like,
no, he Ja ruled him. That's the best way. Looking back on the whole thing now, all I can say is he Ja ruled him. Like, he made it to where, like, when I hear new Drake stuff, it's not even like cool to me now. Like, like, I literally have to go back and listen to stuff from like Take Care to be like, oh yeah, I fucks with Drake. Yeah. Because like when I hear like the new stuff he's doing, I'm just like. It was always that way for Kendrick has put a stain on him for me. Like, really? It's just like,
I like the original Drake. When he started getting super tough, hard, I'm gonna kill you, my boys is gonna take you kind of shit. I was like,
yeah.
See, but it was never like he was gonna do something. It was like, I hang around with killers, like, because Drake, like, nobody's gonna believe that coming from a singing nigga. Like, it's not happening. Like, Drake, you are not tough.
Right. You know, I didn't think Drake was gonna get done that bad, honestly, only because of how he handled his with Meek.
Yeah, but he's like for 2 since then.
Yeah, but he picked the beef with, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the wrong person to pick beef with. Like, Kendrick gonna come.
Kendrick looked like he the type of nigga that reads one book a day. Like, that's not somebody you want to get into a lyrical battle with
that. He schmurdered him.
He'll probably. I would like to think that Drake will think twice in his next beef, because I'll give him credit. He's never been one to back down from shit. Yeah. I'll give him credit for that, even though he punched in the face twice.
He backed down from the push the T shit.
No, he made basically the first diss track, and then he got punched in the face, and then he was like, "You lucky my teacher's here," type shit.
Right. Well, yeah, that's why I feel like he backed down, because when he got hit with the real deal diss, he had nothing to drop. Well, he says he had something to drop, but he said somebody intervened
because it would have gotten too big or some shit. I can't imagine it being bigger than this.
Industry up.
Well, do you guys feel like, okay, so all these rappers now having beef back and forth. Do you guys feel like that's the record labels setting that up so that there's some kind of, you know, publicity? I
think a good majority of it is real beef, but I think that the labels will manipulate it in a way to where they can profit off of it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I think. I think, you know, oh, you got beef with Drizzy? Oh, well, yeah. Let's lead with this single, the one where Kendrick's talking shit. Yeah, let's go with that one. We still don't trust you. Still don't trust you. It's about him. Let's go with this. And I think that's when they pushed it, had it all over the place, and then it just blew up. So I think there was a little bit of beef there, but I think they just magnified it so that they can
Profit off of it.
Profit off of it.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, there really wasn't nothing going on, and
Right.
and
because that's what
it was
I'm
almost
saying.
like the music industry was dying. Honestly, cause,
well, and I feel like during COVID when they started doing the battles, you know, and they started doing the verses. Yeah, they were doing the verses. I feel like that's what kind of started it, and they're like, oh, we got so much publicity off of the verses.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have these rappers start beefing with each other, even if it's fake beef. They sitting there back and forth. Everyone's tuned in to what they're talking about on Twitter or whatever.
Some of these niggas are shooting each other though, so that's real beef.
That is true. How do y'all feel about Young Thug getting out?
I just wonder how. How did he get off with all of that? And it's like and the punishment is weird. Like you just can't come now. Don't come back here now. That's basically what they told him.
Well, they said he's banned
here.
from Atlanta for 10 years, which is crazy because then they also said he also has to do like 4 anti-gang benefit concerts for Atlanta.
Well,
so
say he can't be in Atlanta for longer
Wait.
than 24 hours, I think is really what they're saying. And only in those cases probably, I think is what it is.
No, he can come back for that, but that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason.
So they want him to promote his music in Atlanta, but they don't want him in Atlanta. That's crazy.
Basically,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's good. The only thing is, as somebody that's been around the system, I'm telling you right now, 20 years of probation is a hard thing.
Right, to not ever get in trouble again.
A hard thing, because what happens is you do anything,
any little
you
thing
do
they can
anything
put you
that can violate you, and if they violate you, you basically have to serve that 20.
Right.
Like your 20 that you would have been serving, they give you
they
that.
they basically banking on you messing up.
Yeah, and that's why they give you such a long time. Like I've seen people, 3 years is typically the minimum.
Right.
But I've seen people 3, 5, 7, 10. When I seen this nigga got 20, I said, wow.
His lawyer's working overtime to get that.
And the tricky part about that is when you're on probation, you can't speak with other felons or
right.
So
you can't even be in environments where people are drinking alcohol or any of that.
How's that gonna affect this man now
in his career path?
Like when he goes to studios now. So because now it's like when you go to studios, it's like you got to check who's going there for the studio because people have entourages,
right?
And most people entourage got somebody that can legally shoot and somebody who illegally shoots. Mm-hmm. And then you also got to think about festivals. Let's say, because he gonna want to get his bread up. Let's say him and Gunna go on some YSL festival. Now, how's he gonna be there when others said felons are gonna be in the building? Yeah. Because technically, like 50 Cent. 50 Cent's a known felon. Like he can't be around 50 Cent. And 50 Cent is an executive producer. Like, what if you want to put Young Thug in power? It's like, now I can't work because I can't be around this guy. So it's real tricky. Because I'm sure you can get permission so that you can work to be around, but then now you'll have time frames. Like, okay, well, you can be around 50 Cent on the Power set, right? I'm just using this as an example.
Right.
But now, let's say, first season was a hit. We're going to go here and celebrate. And it's like, you go there. Now they can jam you up there. And then a lot of times they also say when you're on probation that you can't have weed and alcohol sometimes.
Facts.
So I hope that's not in his thing. Because imagine 20 years of not being able to do any kind of drugs. Like not even liquor. That's going to be tough. I'm sure he probably took a blunt to the face 24 hours after being out.
As soon as he got out.
What's this girl, Mariah the Scientist or whatever? I'm sure he was smoking a blunt and she was smoking him. Like that man was gone for like over 2 years.
Yeah.
I was surprised she stayed with him the whole time, honestly.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he was funding the...
right.
She signed to his label, so...
She is? I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, you got to keep it in-house.
She make decent music.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's great.
What do you think is going to happen with... Because clearly, I guess Gunna's not a rat now, right? Because...
How so? How is he not now?
Well, because he's going to be working with Gunna, and Gunna still signed to his label. I mean, if a nigga almost got me sent up the road, you're not gonna be on my label still, and I'm not gonna be working with you still.
But they're probably both snitches now.
Yeah, how did he get off of that? Like, first of all, how did
Thug get off?
Yeah,
because he took a plea deal. The reason
that's a hell of a plea deal.
It's really not.
What do they get for him pleading?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
What do they get? Because I guarantee it's not. It's
Well-
not just like, oh, hey.
Well, no, I'm sure he's gonna have fines, restitution, all that kind of stuff. He had the benefit concert, but what they really wanted was the conviction. So because of him taking a plea deal, they got their conviction
Yeah.
because the way that case was going, that shit was going to unravel.
Right.
And then if it did unravel, since it was such a high
was gonna
profile
be a
case,
mistrial.
it probably it could have, but what would have happened was they probably would have gave the case to like the feds or something, and the feds would probably take it over because they
Yeah.
would try and tie something in there to where it's lock proof. Because
Yeah.
the state fucked that whole case up. Like they was judges in and out. They were all
Yeah,
kind,
they
doing
were
all
doing
kinds of shady
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawyers in and out, judges in and out. It was crazy.
It reminded me of this show on Showtime called Your Honor. I don't know if any of y'all ever seen that show. It's the main guy in that show is the Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Oh.
He's a phenomenal actor. But yeah, if you guys ever got time to watch a new series that show Your Honor, it shows you like a lot of the shady shit that be going on in the courtrooms with the judges and all that. That's what was happening in that case. So that's why that was falling out. But they was able to put a plea deal on the table. I don't like the not being able to be in Atlanta for 10 years. Like, this is my family. This is where I'm from. Like, that's crazy. Somebody telling you can't go home.
I mean,
He could just live in a suburb or something right outside of Atlanta.
right. I was going to say he could just be right outside of Atlanta. So that's not, I mean, as long as
See,
he's not
that's-
within the city bounds, right?
I think if it was me, if I was told that, I think I'm staying out of Georgia. Just because I wouldn't want to be in any kind of predicament where it looks like I could have, would have, you know. Because
That's true.
anything they violate you looking at that 20. You don't want to be 10 years into doing probation and then get knocked up and now you got to go do 20.
Yeah, that's
Because then
crazy.
it's now it's like it feels like you did 30.
Right.
So what, you think he'll move to LA or something? New York? Man.
I can definitely see him in Miami. Where do Future be?
Miami.
And that's where Drake be. I can see that.
Drake just bought a ranch down by fucking San Antonio or some shit.
Yeah.
We're out here in Texas.
Yeah. Well, he be in
But
Houston a lot
yeah,
too.
I was gonna say,
Or was it
he's
outside
like-
of Houston? Probably
It's probably outside of Houston. Yeah. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, and then before we get off that beef stuff, yeah, I think that beef is over too. By the way, I think now that Thug's home, I think Drake, Future, all of them. I think all of them about to be working back together again.
Well, Drake dropped that No Face song and the video for it, a couple weeks ago. He literally is talking about what's happening.
Oh, what did he say?
And it's like him and his fucking people outside together. It just sounds like he rallying the troops and they about to go at it again. But that doesn't mean he rallying the troops to go beef again. It could be just to get his music career and shit back on. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to come with something because
Because he took a hit after that.
man, I'm
Kendrick.
telling you, everything the last 5 Drake drops, I don't like any of them.
I'm gonna say he's gonna have to wait till after the Super Bowl. Because if he's in the middle of some music release and fucking Kendrick and him are performing at the Super Bowl, let's just bring the whole shit back up again.
Right.
So I have to chill until after the Super Bowl.
I think he should just take like 2 years off. No, serious.
Hell
Take
no.
2. No,
The record he's owned. He owned. They not gonna let him. He don't even have that choice.
He has the albums though. Like one thing about Drake is he's got the hits. Like
Yeah,
he
no, he's
definitely
got
has
the hits.
whole catalog. Like
if I'm him, I take a long extended timeout and just put together bangers. Like,
Yeah.
get the yes men out the studio. All the niggas is like, oh yeah, put that out. Get them niggas out because all the shit you've been putting out has been trash. Get some
Yeah.
niggas around you that's like, nah, do this different. Or
yeah, I
you know,
haven't heard a fire album from Drake in a long time.
it's been a long time.
It's been a
The
long
last
time.
Fire album, in my opinion, was the what was that shit with the baby on the cover? It was like a baby. No,
I like Scorpion. Half
Scorpion.
Anyway.
And that's the problem.
That was his last
That was a
one.
double disc album, and didn't need to be double disc.
That was his last one that I say was at least decent. Listen, there's a few songs I can listen
yeah,
to.
like
in a
40
row.
tracks, but it was like 10
But
good
Drake's
songs.
albums used to be like back to front. You could listen to every
Yep,
song.
you could just
and these last few albums haven't
Nothing
been like
was
that.
the same. That's the
Yeah.
one. That's the last.
Oh, that's the classic.
That's the
Yeah,
last.
that's the one right there.
That's the last cohesive album for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. That's the one that had Worst Behavior and a bunch of other
Wu
songs.
Tang
Yeah.
Forever and all that shit on it. Yeah, that was a dope one.
Right. Just gonna say, you get right caught up in the music. Drawing a blank.
Ain't nothing else to talk about. We could ramble forever.
Right.
So,
Well, what about you though?
I was gonna say-
What do I, yeah. So,
What you got going on?
So actually, AC and I have some events coming up soon. We're doing
That's right, the Friendsgiving, right?
yeah, we're doing a Friendsgiving game night. That's going to be on the 22nd, Friday the 22nd, before the Margarita Ball. It's the night before the Margarita Ball, so nobody has to choose between which event. I'm gonna be throwing down. I'm cooking majority of the food.
Okay.
She's gonna do a couple items, and then we also are doing a dating event, which is gonna be real interesting. We are hand selecting 15 males and 15 females. We have a questionnaire for the men and for the women.
Okay.
So we're really vetting these people.
Vetting is a strong word.
Yeah, no, we're
Are
vetting.
you doing like background checks on motherfuckers?
We're not doing background checks, but we are asking for their social media, so we will be investigating.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Social Security.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
Like,
whoa.
what?
No. We're asking all the critical questions, like if you have children, how many baby mamas or baby daddies do you have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like real.
Does
like,
anybody think you're with them?
No, yeah, that's actually a question. Does anybody think that they're in a relationship, situationship, marriage, anything?
That's crazy.
Yeah, like that.
When's the last time you had sex?
They can just lie.
we're not. I mean, that people are
But
gonna lie
you
anyway.
trying to do.
But yeah, we're
integrity.
trying to like really vet and put good candidates together. So it's kind of gonna be like a speed dating vibe to it. But a friend of mine has a card game called Like You Cards. It's in Barnes and Noble and Target. And it's basically a conversation starter type of card set. So there's 2 questions on each card. There's a blue question and a yellow question. Blue is a deeper question. Yellow is a surface question.
Okay.
He created a deck for this particular type of event as well. So dating type questions. So they'll have questions to ask. So you're not sitting down and doing the typical like, hey, what do you do? What's your favorite color? Where do you live? Da 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 da. So we're asking all those questions initially and vetting them.
Yeah.
And we'll have all that information for the people. We're actually doing like what's called like a little almost like a little yearbook type of vibe.
Okay.
So when you walk in, you're gonna have a booklet of all the candidates in there.
Wow.
And kind of have a little idea of who's who.
Serious with this.
No, for real. Like who's who, and okay, I'm feeling this one a little bit. I'm excited for this date. Whatever. And then there will be a space where you can sign in there too. So after you meet each other and you're like, oh, I really like this person, you can sign in their little yearbook and either put your number or contact information, whatever you want to do. So during the event, instead of asking the typical questions when you do a speed dating type of vibe, they'll be able to ask some like deeper questions, some like questions from the cards that kind of get you into a different type of conversation, so that you'll have 5 minutes with each person. Okay, and then after that, we'll have like a mix and mingle time for everybody to kind of
cool.
So it's gonna be like
That's
very
dope.
intentional, because everyone complains about how the dating pool got pee in it.
This is true. It's everybody. Yeah.
And there's and especially dating in Dallas. I mean, dating in Dallas has been a difficult feat for a lot of people from what we're hearing from the feedback we're getting.
Yeah.
So just trying to provide quality candidates. There's a lot of good women out here.
Trying
There's a lot of good men out here.
Trying to create dates for people is challenging as well.
Right. So just something a little different. The idea originally came up. We were going to do it for Valentine's Day, which we probably still will have a Valentine's Day event. But some of the people we're vetting are like, do I have to wait all the way till Valentine's? I don't know if I'll still be single by then.
Right.
So we moved the date up. It's looking like December 6th. So look out for that on my social media. We'll be posting about it. AC social media as well. So we have that in the works.
Shout out Body by AC.
Body by AC. That's my trainer too.
Yeah.
Check her out. She's fire. So we have those events coming up. I'm also consulting for a restaurant in Fort Worth.
Okay.
It's called Riverbend Bistro, and then she's got an event space on the other side. So I don't know if you guys saw my tea party.
I did.
Yes, but that was one of my basically my rollout event. I feel like I'm trying to bring some different type of events to the Dallas area. I see a lot of women out here doing events, and kudos to them. I know it's not easy pulling events together, but I just kind of want to bring a different vibe. Like
Right.
Something that's different.
Yeah.
I see a lot of networking events. I see a lot of the same types of events. So just trying to put some, put my little sauce.
I was gonna say most of your
you know.
events, every single one of them, they seem like they're different. Like they don't follow the same exact pattern.
Right.
Like
right.
obviously you're providing food, but
Right.
other than that, it's
than
like
that,
it's always like different themes, and it's always something like eclectic.
Right.
Right.
So a little backstory on me. Growing up, my mother owned a she was a theme party specialist.
Okay.
So I grew up helping her produce events and,
Gotcha.
you know, being there to help, you know, as staff or whatever. And I always grew up seeing the back end of that too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's probably where it stems from a little bit. Is just
Okay.
seeing the different themed events and, you know, bringing something different to the city. Events that I would like to attend. Something different that I'm like, you know, I can go to a networking event, but
Right.
what's different about your event than, you know, this girl over here's event. So, you know, just trying to bring a different little sauce to the city.
Well, the main thing that's the difference is the organizer, and that's you.
Right.
You know, you tend to put together events that brings a certain type of crowd.
Right.
You know, and that's the big difference.
Yeah.
You know? So don't sell yourself short.
And the caliber, you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
I really like go all out for my events. I try to keep it real classy, and I put my heart into it. So I appreciate that you guys always come and support.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah.
guys have been you know, instrumental in helping me get my name out there too, and so I always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know you're our favorite chef.
I'm trying to get some more of them rolls.
I know. He was like, "What food are you bringing today?" I was like, "I'm on a fast. I'm not bringing no food, sir, because then I gotta cook it and stare at it and watch y'all
And
eat
y'all
it.
watch
That's
me eat it
crazy."
because both of y'all on the
Right.
fast.
Nah, I told her I'm
Exactly.
putting mine in the fridge. I heat that
He
shit
was
up
like,
tomorrow.
"I'll heat it up
I'm
and eat
done.
it tomorrow."
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's over?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a dub
I
tomorrow.
might cheat tonight. Come midnight.
Ooh.
As soon as 12:01 come, I'm like,
Oh,
a
is
new
it
day.
like at
It's
midnight?
a new day.
It's a 3-day fast, so
So when did you start though?
Friday. Yeah, when did you
time?
start?
Well,
What time on Friday
Well,
did
no,
you
I
start?
technically started the night before.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
I
I
did
started
midnight.
Thursday. I started Thursday night.
So you
technically.
stopped eating on Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
at midnight.
Yeah. Well, I ate on Thursday, like during
Yeah, I
the
got you.
daytime.
Yeah.
But it was,
Yeah.
I think that was when I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday, because that's when I was at the store, and that's when I bought all the coconut water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, midnight, bro. I would
He said I would.
yeah.
be sitting outside.
He's
Sitting outside
plotting
the
and
taco
planning
shop.
like what am I finna eat first?
Exactly,
Now you know when
exactly.
you're breaking a fast, you want to go light. You don't want to go too hard out the gate. You might upset your stomach and stuff. So you want to do like some type of like fruit juice or something first, and
Fruit
not
juice?
or like like a fresh pressed juice, like a real like.
Nah, fam.
You're
Nah.
like, fuck that.
I'm doing like a pound of shrimp.
Oh my gosh! Defeat the whole purpose.
I ain't gonna fry it though. I ain't gonna fry it.
Okay. Well, at least we know you love shrimp.
I do.
Okay.
I
You
do.
always
I
talking
do.
about shrimp, yeah?
We know you
Oh
love
yeah,
shrimp.
I forgot about the analogies earlier. Here
Even
I
the
go.
women are
Yeah.
different flavors of shrimp.
Yeah,
Right.
Here I go. Oh, and podcast. I'm about to go get a pound of shrimp.
Right.
You know what that reminds me of? Cerritos.
What's the
It's a taco shop in San Diego.
okay.
They got a burrito called a surf and turf burrito.
Okay.
That's
Down
exactly what you think it is. And it's,
down Sweetwater, I think Sweetwater Road over there by Monte Vista.
yeah, that shit fire.
Yeah.
They still big as fuck. I was there like 2 years ago. I still couldn't finish that burrito by myself. I should mad.
Man, I still remember right down the road from Cerritos, there was this little hole in the wall taco shop. That was my first time having carne asada fries. It was some of the guys I played football with. They was like, we're gonna get some well, he said corny asada fries. He was like, we're gonna get some
Yeah,
corny
Cali-
asada fries.
Cali chicken,
You know,
Cali chicken.
corny asada fries. And I'm like, coming from New York, I'm like, the fuck is corny asada fries? I'm like, corn? Like, I'm trying to put it together. I'm like,
Yeah.
corn, fries. I'm like, bro, that sounds nasty. And then he's trying to explain it to me. He's like, nah, man, it's like all these fries and then sour cream and then cheese and then guacamole. And I was like, bro, you're making my stomach roll. Like,
For
what the
real?
fuck are you making? Like, that sounds
Yeah.
terrible, right? But anyway, I tell the story to say that was my first time having it because when we left the football practice and we go inside and I'll never forget it. Carne asada fries, it's right there on the menu, $4.85.
Oh God, I
Ooh.
wish.
I wish. Now they're like $10, $12,
Yeah.
$14.
It's almost $20 from carne
Right.
asada fries now.
Now-
I'll never forget that. Carne asada fries, $4.85.
Wow.
And it was enough where me and my boys split it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
It's
great.
always a big serving.
It was
They
like you
fill
get
up
the
that
fries or the burrito were the same price,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
insane because now burritos like maybe 10.
Yeah.
But them fries 14, 12, 14
Yeah,
is probably
yeah.
what
You
it
go
is.
to a spot that's got good carne asada fries.
It's gonna be 20,
It's gonna
close to
be
20.
yeah.
I feel like I need to bring like that real Mexican food out here because y'all don't got it. Texas.
There's
is
a couple.
not-
There's actual taco shops that are called San Diego Taco Shop, but it's a shadow. It's a shadow. I mean, it looks like it's made like it, but something's not in there.
Yeah,
Something's missing.
It's the love.
That must be it.
You should.
That must
It's
be
the
it.
love.
You should just do
Or
some,
maybe
you
an
should-
event.
you
Maybe
should
I'll
do
do
some,
a-
You should do some trays and just introduce folks to real carne asada
Yeah.
fries. Like and then you know, for the people that don't like the carne, you can make the pollo asada fries.
Yeah.
And that's easy because now
is easy.
you're making everything in advance. So now you're doing just frying the fries, throwing the
throwing
stuff on it.
everything
Here you
on
go,
it,
done. Frying the fries,
Y'all,
throwing
y'all
the stuff
gonna hate
here.
this, but I'm starting to kind of move into the vegan chef space.
Now vegan food be good. Shit.
Okay. Well, I was just saying because y'all like the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm actually looking into possibly going to a course out in Bali in December.
Oh, okay.
Well, you
Trying to
going
get the
vegan,
funds
vegan.
together. Yeah, I'm trying to get the funds together, but because the flight alone is like 3 racks.
Yeah.
And then the program itself is some racks too. So trying to pull that together. But if not, they do it once a year. But it's like a raw vegan, like it's like
Oh, raw vegan.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's a vegan and raw vegan course that teaches you like all of the different techniques for even like how to make vegan cheese and how to you know ferment things and all that kind of stuff. It's like advanced. It's like a next level class. So
You know, and being a vegan, it's tough work and it's expensive.
it is nowadays. It is.
You know, if you go to eat out, like, forget about it. Like,
There's a couple of vegan restaurants that
I
are
mean,
good.
you can just order sides if you're vegan going to eat out.
yo, eating sides is crazy.
Not
You go to a
really.
restaurant, like, can I
I
see your
get
menu
full.
and get the sides?
Nah, I get full off of sides too, though. I think it's just a different mindset, you know.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard to wrap your head around if you've always eaten meat, but it's a lifestyle and it's for health benefits. I like the way I feel personally when
Right.
I eat that way. I've gone back and forth with eating meat, and I've been pescatarian, I've been vegan, I've done cleanses and detoxes and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's a natural progression. Like eventually I will be vegan. As of right now, I'm still a meat eater.
Right.
So I'm in progress. Like
So you
I'm
feel
back
like
and
all
forth.
the diets you try, you feel like vegan is the
I
one
feel the
that's-
best.
that
Yeah,
feels
I feel the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't you go like partial vegan where you eat mostly vegan, but every month or so you like take
You
a steak
can,
down?
and there's people that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Like
I
I said,
I think the best one I ever did, like diet, was like keto.
okay. Well,
That one, because I was able to
it's
still
all-
get my meat.
Yeah, but it was all like high fat, like
Yeah,
greasy.
and I was just like, I still had my energy because I
Yeah.
feel like anytime I do like any diets, like even like this, like
I think for
with the
men,
water.
keto works well. Like I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of men lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, because when I don't have when I ain't got my
It's
meat,
terrible for your
yeah.
cholesterol, though. It has to be like the way that you're eating just nothing but cheese and meat and like
Probably,
yeah, that's
but
crazy.
I mean, it's like you're
There's healthy
Xing out
ways
the-
to do keto.
Yeah,
But-
I tend to just, I mainly focus on Xing out the carbs and the sugars,
Yeah.
so I'll be eating, meat and stuff like that, but, I'll have like unsweetened iced tea, fresh brewed, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Maybe a couple squirts of lemon and,
Yeah.
I'll just be drinking that in water and I feel like loads better.
Yeah.
Because it's really, I feel like it's really the carbs. Like once I put those carbs on, and then if I'm drinking like sweet teas. And,
Well, if you're not working out, you don't really need the carbs like that. I feel like if you are working out, you need that fuel. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You need that
yeah.
fuel. Carbs are okay in moderation. But I wouldn't suggest somebody that's not working out to just be eating hella bread and carbs and stuff like that. Because carbs in the body actually process just like sugar.
yeah.
So that's why a lot of diabetics don't realize, like, oh, okay, well, I'm not eating no sugar. How are my sugar levels like this? Well,
Right.
because when you eat bread and certain carbs, they translate into sugar. They
Right.
spike the insulin the same way. So, a lot of people don't realize that carbs actually do process very similar to sugar in the body. So, yeah.
Well, y'all
Sorry,
know-
I could
y'all-
go on for
nah,
days.
y'all know I don't
We
have
can
that
get
problem,
into
though.
the food
Yeah, I ain't got that problem
education,
though, because
but
all I do is focus on shrimp. Remember?
right.
I'm starving now that y'all niggas are talking about food. Like, I just realized, like, I'm thinking, like, I was talking
Not
about
you starving, but we haven't eaten in 2.5
Right.
days. What you
Right.
mean?
Is this Looney Tunes, bro? You look like a big old pork chop right now. Like
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
I haven't eaten any food in like 24 hours.
Not 24.
A little more than 24 hours, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it was more than 24 hours for
So
us.
you were fasting
Nah,
too?
it just happened to be that way.
Okay.
His wife just punishing him right now.
Oh, she not.
No,
cooking.
I slept in, and then I woke up only an hour before we tried to come here. Because I work late at night during the week, and
Okay.
my sleep is like always behind.
Gotcha.
So weekends come, I sleep 10, 12 hours.
She don't make breakfast?
She usually does, but as soon as we got up, I was out there.
He had to get
So
up, shower,
today-
and
He
come
was
here.
like, man, you was on that jail time.
I
Like,
got breakfast yesterday, but not
He's,
today.
he's like, I slept past chow time, so I missed out.
Nah, she was asleep too. Shit. And before I got up, I slid out the bed like 11 o'clock, and then came here. And now it's like now it's like 2, 3 o'clock. So
Okay.
I ain't ate nothing. So
All right.
So he's starving.
All right.
So what you got in your fridge is more so what he's saying.
It's gonna wrap. I'm going ahead and wrap this
He's
up.
looking
then.
at your snacks over there.
let that man.
I
Let
have
that man
beat
go
those.
eat.
He's like,
Let that man-
right when we
let
get
this man
done.
go eat. Well, listen. Like always, it was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
I'm glad we could just get together and have some jokes and talk about some real stuff, like
Right.
eating shrimp. I wish you the best success with the ventures you're working on right now.
Thank you.
I'm definitely gonna pop out to one of those, probably the Friendsgiving one.
what about the singles event?
Nah,
Nigga said,
nah. I'm gonna just keep swimming in the pool. Not
wow.
like watch out.
He
there's-
like to swim
watch
in the
out.
pool
There's
with
a
pee
turd.
in it.
There's a turd. Oh, keep my face up.
Oh,
above
Lord.
ground. Above ground.
What day is Thanksgiving's on the 24th, right?
No, it's actually I think like the Thursday. I think it's like the
27th or something?
28th or
Yeah.
27th.
Okay, so
something
it's
like
before
that.
then.
It's the weekend prior to. It's the Friday before.
Yeah.
It's a Friday. See, I work
It's a
at
Friday.
night though. That's why.
So you had changed the day, right? You must have changed it.
We were gonna do the 20. We're gonna do that Saturday.
You were gonna do the 23rd.
We
right?
were gonna do the 23rd, but
Okay.
we realized that's the day of the
So
margarita
now it's
ball.
on a Friday.
And we didn't want people to have to choose, So
Are you throwing
'Cause
the
they
margarita
would've.
ball too?
no, the margarita ball. Apparently, I
Oh,
just
that's that
learned about
big
it.
ass thing,
It's
huh?
like some big event out here in Dallas that they do every year. It's like an adult prom, from what I understand.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay.
I've heard about
So,
that.
I
Somebody invited
I
me
had
to
briefly heard about it, but I didn't know what it was. People were just saying, "Oh, margarita ball," and I was like, "I don't know what that is." So
that.
I
You know,
just
I'm only scared to go to that, if I'm being honest, because I'm like, damn, wonder what women I'm gonna run into. Hope I don't run into no old work.
Oh,
I heard it's
work,
like
that's
7
crazy.
rooms of different types of music and stuff. So it's supposed
Because
to
I'd
be
hate
like
to take, I'd
big.
hate to take somebody there that I'm courting, and it's like,
Yeah, and then you run into
yeah,
3 of your exes, and you're like, damn. But they gonna be with a date too, probably.
Yeah,
so.
it bees like that sometimes. Doesn't it?
Nah, I be hearing girls be there looking for dudes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
yeah. She's like, that's not my purpose.
No, and I'm not looking.
I'm going for the first word,
Amen.
margarita.
that part. Yeah, I think it's a donation type of thing. I think it's a
Oh, it was like the Met Gala.
yeah, kind of thing. Because I looked on the website once my friends were telling me that about it, and I looked on the website and this was like $1,500 for a package and I was like,
1,500 donation.
yeah, like a starting donation. But I think there were cheaper tickets. I think it started at like $250, and I think that included 2 tickets or something, so you could split it with somebody. But yeah, it was pretty pricey. I was
Yeah, I'm like,
surprised.
it's
I was
like-
like, look, I'm getting ideas. I'm like, y'all, okay.
She's like,
$250?
I can add this to
Look,
mine. I can
y'all,
do this.
y'all might be seeing a charity event pop up here soon.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And it's like I always say, like, share, subscribe, and comment. This is Verbal Gunplay. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.